Voyagers in goal number 31, Max Reed. Starting defensive pair, number 6, Jonah Peru. And number 12, Nate Kaharski. Starting forward line, wearing number 19, Blake DeMille. Number 20, Darcy Girardi. And number 22, Lachlan Ross. The Voyagers are coached by Carter McMullen. And now the starting lineup for your Cape Breton Jets. Starting in goal, number 35, Calix Tornides. On defense, number 6, Ben Long. On defense, number 71, Seth Black. Starting forward line, wearing number 77, Isaac Ward. Number 27, Matt Phillips. And number 18, Cashin Morrison. Cape Breton Jets are coached by Jim Frank and Justin Brown.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the number 2 Sport and Wellness Center. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports, and we have another under 16 AAA matchup for you this afternoon between the hometown Cape Breton Jets and the visiting Dartmouth Voyagers, or the V's. Just about ready to get things underway. Before we do that, we'll do the starting goalies. In goal for the Cape Breton Jets is number 35, Calix Tornides, and at the other end for the V's is number 31, Max Reed. This is the rematch as both teams battled it out last night, with the Jets walking away with a 4-2 victory. Both goalies were spectacular between the pipes, but especially Danny Labatt for the Jets. Just about ready for the national anthem. I'll hand you guys off to the PA announcer, and we'll be back shortly. Expecting a tightly contested game, much like the one from last evening. V's will be looking to get back at the Jets for a tough loss they experienced last night, and we're about ready to drop the puck. Ward will dig in against Demmel, and here we go. V's control it off the drop. They'll gain the line and fire it off a body and in, but it's going to be offside. They'll have to tag up. Black, stretch pass, strange hop off the boards. Morrison can't take it cleanly. Played behind the goal for LeBlanc. LeBlanc backhands it off the boards and down the ice. Tipped at center by the V's. It's going to be, icing's going to be waved off on the play. Played up the boards, off the skate there. Carew can't find it behind the goal. Centering pass, that's kicked away. Battle to the corner. V's come away with it. Off the stick there of Ross, and it'll be fired into the V's zone by LeBlanc. Carew back for it for the V's behind his goal. Finds the outlet pass. Chip to Demmel into the middle. He'll fire it down the ice. Off the stick of a Jet at center. Icing's waved off. McIntyre back behind his net. Plays it to the wing for Phillips. Phillips cross-ice feed. Kind of handcuffs Butters, but he doubles back. Played to an open wing by Pemberton. Back into the V's zone goes Osmond, dangerously in front of his own net. And he played down the ice. Just going to have enough for icing, I believe. First stoppage of the game. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful, guys. Looks like Tornidis is bowled over by Breton Count of the V's. Hopefully both players are okay, but dangerous collision that Tornidis was probably not ready for. Face-off will come down inside the V's zone. Early in this first period, both teams trying to find their legs. Face-off won by the V's. Behind the goal is Hall. Lugging the puck, has it knocked off his stick. Big hit in the corner. Crawley comes in to help out. Passed into the middle. Butters gets the ricochet back, but he's battled hard to the wall. Pass into the middle. V's coming quick back the other way. Quick shot just wide of the far post. Nice low shot there from the V's. Chip it into the middle. Jets coming back in transition. Butters chips it in and gives chase. First man on it is Hillier. Hillier, nice outlet pass. Flipped across the ice. That's going to just skip by Parsons. Taken over there by Crawley. He'll cut up and dump it in. Jets will go for a change. Back behind the net now is Carew. Plays it up to the wing. Passing into the middle. That is a nice one there. Connected with Osmond. It's off a leg. Back to Osmond. He's in a dangerous shooting position, and he gets it off, but Tornidis makes the pad stop. Played behind the net. First early chance goes to the V's. Here's Saulnier. Can't quite corral the bouncing puck. He'll take it at the line. Has it chipped away. Smith McNeil for the Jets with a chance for a break. Pressure by Olmsted, and he does enough to knock the puck away from Smith McNeil. He doesn't get the shot off. Great back check there to negate the breakaway for Smith McNeil. Puck's chipped back into the Jet zone for LeBlanc. He'll play it hard off the boards. That's kept in at the line. Shot on goal. Glove down, but the rebound lies there. Tornidis couldn't find it. It's swept away by Foss McDonald of the Jets. Played behind the net. Here's LeBlanc with it again. Gets it up to Penny. Penny can't find the handle along the boards. And it'll be flipped high by LeBlanc this time. Lands on the stick of Smith McNeil. He tries to go inside out. Has a little help from his partner in Penny, but he loses the puck just inside the zone. Back the other way. Good back check from Foss McDonald. Here's McIntyre of the Jets. Lots of time in his own zone. He'll try to go wide on his man. He'll get the corner. Big hit along the boards. McIntyre can't quite get it deep enough. Turned over inside the zone. Stepped up. McIntyre steps in to make the play, but loses it again. That's Muse. Muse tries to dump it in, but it hits a Jets player just outside the line. Snow tries to backhand it in. Takes it off of McIntyre's stick. Big hit in the corner. Two Jets converge on Snow. Pass into the middle. Shot on goal. Glove down by Tornidis. Rebound sitting there. But it's cleared away just in time. That headman pass does not make it to Phillips, as Phillips has his back to the play. He'll get another chance here into the middle, but a good poke check there. A lot of back and forth play in the neutral zone at the moment. It's played to an open wing. Hillier will just come off the bench and grab it there. Puck's deflected in at the line by the V's as they go for a quick change. Here's Long. He'll play it softly just outside the line. Taken over there by Ross. Ross will get it inside the line. Uvery takes an elbow, or gives an elbow up high to McIntyre, and he is going to sit for the first penalty of the game. Head contact's going to be the call. 15:27 left in the first, and the Jets will head to the first power play of the game. Number 20, Darcy Uvery of the V's takes the head contact penalty. Got his elbow up on McIntyre as they were preparing to go battle in the corner. And here we go for the first power play opportunity. Puck's won back to the point, but it's won too cleanly as it hops over Crawley's stick. He'll double back inside his own zone, tries to set things up. Passes it back to McIntyre. McIntyre goes wide on his man through the neutral zone. He'll gain the line and fire it in. Jador is going to be first to that puck. He'll leave it for Crawley along the half wall. Crawley has a lane, plays it down to Jador. Jador back to the point for McIntyre. McIntyre sealed off along the boards. Finds Crawley with it. Back to McIntyre. McIntyre and Crawley fighting for it along the boards. Good penalty killing for Morris. Too many Jets on one side of the ice. Cross ice feed to Phillips. Phillips shot just wide of the goal. Might have ticked off a player towards the goal. Played down to Jador by Crawley. Back to the half wall. Crawley again with it. Quick shot on goal. He had a bead, but it misses the net high. Not sure Max Reed saw that coming. Played to the line, kept in by McIntyre. Flipped down to Phillips. Phillips gloves it down, puts it behind the net for Butters. Slap shot comes from Jador, but he can't get much on that one. Regains possession behind the goal. Plays it back to Phillips. Phillips flips it back to the point for McIntyre. McIntyre finds Crawley. Back to McIntyre. Shot's coming. That's wide of the goal. Rebounds there. Jets trying to battle it back, and they do. Big hit there, and that'll be cleared down the ice. Good play from Demmel. Knocked Crawley off the puck. Quick headman pass there from Tornidas, and that'll be flipped in as some of the Jets were changing. That'll be fired again down the ice by the V's. Tornidas will stop it back there with Cowan forechecking. Collision there between LeBlanc and Cowan, but both men just didn't see each other, I believe. McIntyre fakes the dump in. Now he does shoot it down low, tries to give chase. First man on it is Morrison. It's tied up in some skates, played to the line, but it'll be kept. Actually, LeBlanc decides to come out with it, and that'll be it for the power play opportunity for the Jets. We're back to 5-on-5. Only one real solid look for the Jets on that power play opportunity, but Crawley missed the net high. LeBlanc plays it to an open wing, but that's off a stick, and the V's come in transition. Here's Osmond, shot towards the goal. Good kick save, but it kicked out into the slot area, but Parsons couldn't find it in time. Back behind the net now for the Jets is Black. He'll play it to the wing for Penny. He sweeps it to an open corner, but open wing, pardon me. No Jets there in the vicinity. Back behind the net is Olmstead. He reverses it, but Carew wasn't ready to receive that pass. Carew with it now. Flips it up the wing. That pass is chopped off the stick by LeBlanc. Smith-McNeil off a body, turned over there just inside the line. Foss McDonald of the Jets can't find the handle. Bees will try to break out quickly the other way. Cowan with it. Sweeps it around Phillips. McIntyre bails his teammate out and plays it out to the neutral zone. Pile up just inside the line. Cowan with a shot. Glove down by Tornidas. Nice stop by Calix Tornidas on a quick shot from Braden Cowan. 12:09 to go here in the first period, and the V's are out shooting the Jets by a total of 6-0, even though the Jets have had the lone power play of the game. Ward being waved out of the face-off dot. Phillips comes in to take it. Clean win back to the point for Koharski. His shot's blocked. Good recovery from Koharski to make sure that Morrison couldn't get away with that. And looks like the V's are going to the power play now as Morrison took down his man. He'll be heading to the box for cross-checking. Big hit by McIntyre along the boards, and he'll touch up. And the V's will head to their first power play of the game. So number 18, Cashin Morrison of the Jets will sit for 2 minutes or less for cross-checking. Face off inside the Jet zone. The V's with an opportunity to open the scoring here. They win the draw. Uvery at the point. Quick shot on goal. That's blocked by McIntyre. He's trying to find the handle to clear it. Can't do so. Body's flying. Loose puck in front. They score! And the V's capitalize quickly on their first power play of the game. Luke Saulnier, number 11, bangs it home in front. And the V's take a 1-0 lead. 11:36 left here in the first period. On their 7th shot of the period, with the Jets still stuck on the 0 mark. It was bound to happen. Not much chance for Tornitas on that one. Off the restart. Draw is scrambled. LeBlanc takes control. He'll get the line and dump it in. Back for it is Hillier. He'll reverse play. Off the skate there in the corner. Puck will turn over to Jador. He'll play it back behind the net for Butters. Now back to Jador. Centering pass. That pass just misses Crawley in the slot. And it'll drift down onto Tornitas. Back for it's Foss McDonald of the Jets. He walks out dangerously in front of his own net. Just clears the puck out of the zone. Crawley with a bead on it. Back for it is Hall. He'll reverse the play, but his partner couldn't find the loose puck. Jador in there trying to cause some trouble. Morris flips it up the wing, but it'll get to the point. Quick shot is kicked away by Reed from LeBlanc at the point. Behind the goal. Plays reversed. Nice breakout here for the V's. Lots of time. Puck's played ahead. Just onside at the line, but Snow couldn't pick up the pass. Played up the wing. LeBlanc will try the other side. Battle along the point. Olmsted steps up to keep it in. Now LeBlanc for the Jets will spin back, trying to find an option. Plays it ahead to Foss McDonald. He'll gain the line. Can't dump it in. Quick chance here as the Jets are changing. Cound over the line, pass across, and he can't find it. What a play. Looks like the net's off its moorings. Cound may have ran into the post there. Good passing play, but Cound couldn't take the return as he was down on one knee, spinning out. Jets get away with a bad change, or at least a bad turnover at the blue line. Faceoff's going to come outside the zone as Cound ran into the post and knocked the net off its moorings. Olmsted will glove that down. He takes a shot by Penny. Puck's played down the ice by the V's. Icing's waved off. Long back behind his goal. Spins off the check. Plays it up the wing, but that's off the stick. Back behind the net. The V's with possession again. Played into the middle. Just good stick there from Smith McNeil as he negated that pass. Cycle game is on now for the V's. Played behind the goal. Parsons picks it up behind there for the V's, looking for some options. Played into the middle. Good stick there by Penny to knock that pass away. Puck's played ahead, but taken over by Parsons again. Smith McNeil chips it off his stick. Two V's run into each other just outside the blue line. Penny chips it across to Simmons, and he'll dump it in and give chase. Plays reverse, but Penny runs into Parsons. Puck's sent to an open corner by the V's. They'll be first to it. Played into the middle dangerously, but it does get through. Here's Osman with a head of steam over the line. Shot on goal, blocked by McIntyre into the corner. Behind the goal is Cound now. Trying to cycle the puck to the front of the net, and he'll do just that. McIntyre kicks it out of the way. He'll give chase, flips it ahead to Smith McNeil now. Smith McNeil skates it through the neutral zone, leaves it for McIntyre. McIntyre shot on goal, rebounds there. What a save by Max Reed, stopping the initial shot and the rebound. Pass ahead is off the stick at center of Uvery, and it's played around the wing by Tornitas. Chipped into the middle, loose puck dangerously there. Regathered by Black. He'll play it across to McIntyre. McIntyre tries to skate it out of trouble, turns it over in the corner. Black there as well. Puck's played to the line and just outside. Black will knock that off the boards and try to skate it to center. Turned over there to the V's and sent down the ice, but it's off the stick at center of a Jets forward. McIntyre will play it around. Just chipped outside the line. Morrison tries to play it ahead to a streaking Ward, but can't do so. McIntyre will have to come back and play it high off the glass and out. That'll find Morrison, who will chip it down inside the V zone, right on Max Reed, and he'll hold for a whistle. 7:37 left here in the first period. An early power play goal by the V's is the only goal of the game to this point. Shots on goal are 8-2 in favor of the V's. Off the restart, V's have control. That pass is in the skates of Saulnier. He can't take it cleanly. It's dumped back down behind Reed's goal. Quick up by Hillier. This one's going to connect with Cound. Cound tries to beat his man wide, cuts to the center instead. He's got an angle towards the goal. His shot is wide of the net, and it'll rim all the way around for Hillier, but he can't take it cleanly along the boards. Pressure there from Phillips does well, and unbelievably, there's no penalty on that call as Phillips has his stick and glove knocked off, trying to chase the puck down. And the V's flip it down inside the zone. Battle for it between Saulnier and Black, and it'll be flipped to the line, but kept in by Olmsted. His shot on goal is easily gloved down by Tornidas. More importantly, there's no rebound on the play as there was a V driving the net. Phillips certainly had his man beaten, Hillier, and Hillier hooked him on the way to the puck, and knocked the stick and the glove out of his hands. It's usually that's going to draw a penalty every time, but not this time. Face-off won by the Jets inside their own zone. Played to the wing, into the middle, taken over there by the V's, Olmsted. He tries to play it to the net, loose puck. And a very late whistle, but Tornidas has it in his equipment. Dangerous play by the Jets, putting it into the middle of the ice there, and Olmsted almost made them pay. 6:35 left here in the first period, and dominated so far by the V's. Draws scrambled again, poked towards the goal, taken over there by LeBlanc of the Jets. He'll skate things around the corner and try to flip it high. Glove down at center by Olmsted. He'll try to play it ahead, but it's taken over by McDonald. His pass doesn't reach its target. Pass across here to LeBlanc. He'll make one man miss. Headman pass connects. Cross-ice feed to Crawley. Crawley with a nice shot through the legs. Big save there from Reed, and the rebound doesn't make it to the net. Dug out behind the goal. Crawley comes up to take the loose puck. He goes wide on his man, tries to wrap it around, looking for some options. Into the middle, has three V's on him, gets it back to the point for McDonald. He's knocked off stride, but trying to gain possession. And that's sent down the ice, apparently deflected by one of the Jets as icing's waved off. LeBlanc back for it. Trying to regroup here, plays it ahead to McDonald. That's a tough pass for him to take, and it got a little further ahead of him. Offside will be the call. Face-off will come just outside the V zone. Scramble draw. Simmons tries to go ahead with it for the Jets, but it's turned over to Carew. He finds Koharski with it. Nice stretch pass into the middle for Osman. Osman walks in. His shot's blocked by McIntyre into the corner. He'll gain possession of the rebound, but Long finishes his check there. Simmons will play it ahead, but that'll only make it as far as center. Koharski takes control now for the V's. Played into the middle. Loose puck picked up by Simmons momentarily. Loose puck can't be found and directed at the goal. Turned over yet again to Parsons now. Headman pass to Osman, but looked like they called offside initially and then changed their mind. Strange call. Battle in the corner. Comes free for Parsons into the middle. Misses the stick there, but Smith-McNeil unable to exit the zone. V's player falls, and it's played just outside the line. Smith McNeil tries a backhand pass and finds Penny. Penny tries to go inside out, or pardon me, outside in, but that's shut down nicely, and now back the other way. Here's Cowan, goes wide, shot on goal, and that's high and over the goal. It'll rim all the way around and out to center for Hillier. Hillier inside his own zone now. Stretch pass just almost picked off there by Smith McNeil. Long steps up and fires it into the zone. Off of Reed and to Hall now. Hall tries to break out quickly, gets it to Osmond. Headman pass to Demmel. He's rejected at center by Phillips. Phillips will just punch it down to the zone. Morrison's in there forechecking. Hits a stanchion and takes a strange bounce. Off of Phillips' stick and hits off the high glass here along the half wall, but it's sent back down. Black back for it. He fans on the pass. It'll be kept in by Demmel now. Demmel looking for a pass toward the net. Pemberton will step in to try to seal the wall. Chipped out to Uvery, but he can't take it cleanly. Sent on goal, but Tornidas has seen enough of this shift, and he'll hold it for a whistle. 3:21 left in the first. Jets a little scrambly in their own zone in the last 5 or 6 minutes of this period. Off the restart, Black will play it hard around. Morrison battles his man into the corner, played to an open wing and off a stick and outside the zone. V's counterattack quickly. Ross just flips it down onto Tornidas again, and he'll hold for another face-off. Shots are starting to even up just a little bit. Early it was a 7-0 shot advantage when the V's scored their first goal. It's now a 12-5 advantage in favor of the V's. Off the restart, Olmsted keeps it in. Shot towards the goal is off Jador's stick and into the corner. Morrison plays it ahead. Jador with it now in the neutral zone. Plays it out across to Crawley. Crawley tries to find Jador. Jador, backhand shot. Stopped by Reed. Rebounds there. Cleared to the point by the V's, and Ross gives chase. Seth Black's going to beat him to the puck. Played across for Jador. He can't take that pass off the boards. Demmel knocked off the puck into the middle of the ice. Shot there by Ross off the side of the goal. Crawley picks it up off the boards for the Jets. Plays it into the middle for Jador. Jador has a chance. 2-on-1 opportunity. What a slapper and a great glove save by Max Reed. Jador had that top corner picked. Max Reed swipes it out of the air. Referee's having a discussion with a couple of Jets players. Must have been something going on during the change there. And we're ready to get back to the action. Off the restart, Osmond through the neutral zone, pass into the middle. Turned over there to Foss McDonald of the Jets. He'll double back. Flips it ahead. Pass connects there with Morrison. He'll put it back into the middle for LeBlanc. He'll just flip it down onto Reed. He'll redirect that to the corner for Carew. Carew finds his D partner, Koharski. His pass through the middle is picked off by Simmons, but he can't get a shot on the goal. Loose puck gathered up by the V's again. Here's Osmond. Headman pass is good down the wing. Parsons shot on goal off the stick there of Tornidas. Redirected into the corner. Foss McDonald picks it up now. He'll try to spin back. He's sealed along the wall by Saulnier. Flipped ahead there by LeBlanc. McDonald will try it again on the other side. He'll flip it high. I'm not sure if that hit something or not, but icing's going to be waved off. Loose puck along the side of the goal. Simmons trying to get it to the front, but can't do so. Osmond, he'll regroup now, trying to get a head of steam built up before he can get to the offensive zone, and he will. He gains the line, tries to go wide on McIntyre. He's hammered into the corner. Puck doesn't make it towards the net. Bodies are flying down low. McIntyre lays the body there, and the puck's flipped to the line. Nice play by Smith McNeil. The Jets aren't getting the puck deep, and it's being turned over too many times in the neutral zone. McIntyre plays it hard around, but Penny can't take it cleanly. Played towards the goal, kicked away by McIntyre there. Smith McNeil back the other way, weaving through the neutral zone, gets it ahead to Penny. Penny will fire it down, kicked aside by Reed easily. Smith McNeil giving chase on the rebound, but can't find it there. Simmons strips it momentarily, but there's 3 Jets behind the goal line, and it's swept out by the V's. Here's Snow. Snow cuts into the middle, shot on goal, not going to hit the net, and the regroup by Muse is swept across, but there's no one there for the V's. Quick headman pass is shut down, played ahead. V's Morris misses that pass. McIntyre with it now. We're into the final 5 seconds. He's on his backhand, tries to put it towards the goal. V's defend it well, and that'll do it for the first period of play. After 1, V's 1, Jets 0. Shots on goal 14-9 in favor of the V's. We'll be back for the second period after the flood. We'll talk soon. And we're back for the second period of play between the Jets and the Vs. After one, Vs hold a 1-0 lead. Shots on goal are 14-9 in favor of the Vs, and we're just about ready to drop the puck on the second. And here we go. Off the opening draw, puck slides deep inside the V zone, chipped out to center. Uvery chips it ahead into the middle. Demel, falling, takes a stab towards the goal. It misses and rims up to the line, kept in at the line. Actually, pardon me, it is offside. Initially, I thought he held the line, but Carew couldn't quite hold it. Face off just outside the Jet zone. One to the boards, into the middle. Uvery cuts into the middle, can't get the shot away. Black does well to tie up his stick. Played to the line, chipped out by Morrison. Tries to get it to Ward. Shut down at the blue line there by the Vs. LeBlanc takes it away from Uvery inside his own zone. LeBlanc plays it up the boards to Morrison. Morrison just chips it out to the neutral zone as he's closed on Koharski now. Feeds it across to Carew. Carew stretch pass through the skates of Demel, and that'll slide down the ice. Icing's waved off. Hard pass up to Morrison. Just swept back down by Demel as he fell down again. He may have lost an edge there. Played to the point, kept in by Hall momentarily. Black will play it ahead. Ward with a 2-on-1 opportunity, plays it across. Shot on, the return pass just misses, and puck slides all the way down the ice, but Pemberton's back for the Jets. Plays it across to Black. He'll chip it up to Jador. Jador beats his man to the boards. Puck's kicked ahead. Swept that by Morrison, but he's going off for a change. Played ahead, but out of the reach of everyone on that one. McIntyre back for it. Icing's waved off for some strange reason. Into the middle. Quick shot on goal. Just wide of the near post. McIntyre knocked off the puck. Quick stretch pass. Connects. It's just off the stick of Hillier. Otherwise, Crawley was in. Quick pass to the middle for Butters is off his stick as well. Body's flying behind the goal, and looks like the net is off its moorings. Slightly behind Max Reed. Couple of good looks for the Jets there, but they're unable to find the back of the net. Face off inside the zone here of the Vs. Late change as Hall's being sent off the ice. Vs come away with it cleanly off the draw. Parsons, headman pass. It's off the stick there, into the corner. Vs come away with it behind the goal. Played back to the point by Osmond. Shot well high and over the goal by Morrison. Regained for the moment by Olmsted. Taken away behind the goal. Jador plays it high off the glass, and they're saying that went out of play. Might have ticked off the mesh. Sloppy play at both ends of the ice at the moment. Both teams looking a little sluggish at the moment. Off the restart, played back to the point, into the middle. Backhand shot, wide of the net. Battled into the corner. Two Jets converge to take the puck. McIntyre spins off a check. Can't find the puck. Jets trying to force the puck up the boards into traffic, and it's turned over. Punched away by Tornidis. Right back into the slot area. Finally dug out by Butters of the Jets. He'll gain the line and flip it in and give chase. Morrison into the corner, takes a hit from Butters. Loose puck gathered up there. Played back to the half wall. Cross ice feed. Crawley can't get it away. The pass was a good one from Jador. He just couldn't take it cleanly. Good play there from Crawley. Big check there at center. Up high on Butters. McIntyre flips it ahead, glove down, and that may have been a penalty as Morrison closed his hand on the puck, but no call on the play. Pemberton back for it for the Jets. Sealed along the wall by Demel. McIntyre can't get it up high enough to get it out of his own. That pass just gets to the net and they score! Pemberton got most of the pass blocked, but it dribbled out front and it's banged home at the side of the goal. I think that's Luke Saulnier again, his second of the game. Making it a 2-0 V's lead. 16:25 left here in the second period. Saulnier's been hanging around the front of the net and he's been rewarded twice for it. Passed into the middle, 2-on-1 chance here. Penny, quick shot, off the post, and the rebound comes all the way outside the zone. Penny had Reed beat, but he couldn't beat the post. Chipped out to the neutral zone, swept down low by Penny. Smith McNeil gives chase, but the V's are going to have control. Played up the boards. Penalty coming now to the Jets as soon as they touch up. Foss McDonald of the Jets touches up, and we're going to have an interference call coming to the Jets. Looks like number 6, Stefan LeBlanc. Just after the V's open the 2-goal lead, they'll head to the power play with an opportunity to extend it again. LeBlanc stepped up at the blue line to try and cut the breakout pass and knocked his man down, but they're saying that he didn't actually touch the puck, so the interference call is made. Off the restarts, played to the boards, but it's kept in momentarily, kicked down there. Quick shot towards the goal, more of a pass to Saulnier on the back door, but that pass misses. Shot towards the back door. Saulnier can't take that pass, and it's going to dribble outside the line. Back forward is Carew. Carew gaining speed through the neutral zone. He'll walk into the zone, tries to go wide. Pass is wide of the goal. Played behind the net for Carew, but it's taken over there by Black. He'll fire it off the boards, and nice shortstop play at the line, kept in. I think that was Demmel who gloved it down. Battle for it along the boards, chipped away by Ward. He gives chase to the puck. Battle for it. Phillips doesn't want to go in, and now he does. He'll sweep it down the ice. McIntyre trying to get to the puck, and he'll draw a penalty. Interference is going to be the call. Looks like Luke Saulnier knocked McIntyre off stride, going in to forecheck, and he'll sit for 2 minutes. And we'll play a little bit of 4-on-4. 14:57 left here in the second. Face-off will come inside the V zone. One back to the point for McIntyre. He'll feed it across to... Not sure who that was. Oh, that's Seth Black, pardon me. Pass ahead into the middle, taken over at center by Black. Headman given to Travis Smith McNeil. He's knocked off stride by the V's. Headman pass into the middle. That's knocked off stride there as well. McIntyre will have to go back for it with Parsons on him. McIntyre knocked off stride as well. He battles to get the puck back and does. Plays it behind the net. Seth Black with it, passes it into the skates, and it'll drift down the ice for Hall of the V's now. Tries to play it ahead. Smith McNeil knocks that down. Simmons with a chance. Glove saved by Reed off of Cole Simmons in a dangerous area. That's the second or third nice glove stop Reed's made today. If I was a Jets player, I think I might try shooting somewhere else. Reed's got that locked down. Played behind the goal. Off the restart, Olmstead has it. Looks like Foss McDonald was knocked off stride, and it almost caused a 2-on-1 chance for the V's. No one can seem to find the puck. Foss McDonald will grab it now as the Jets are going to have a short power play opportunity for about 50 seconds. Flipped off the boards and into the zone by Foss McDonald, but no pressure there as Morrison will fire it down the ice. Only about 35 seconds left now in the power play opportunity. Behind the goal, Foss McDonald will play it ahead, but Pemberton wasn't ready for the pass. Chopped to an open wing. Crawley will pick it up there. Crawley goes wide on Olmsted. Instead cuts up. Jets try to get things set up now. Crawley fakes it to the point. Curls back. Too many bodies in the way. McIntyre tries a shot. Has it blocked, but he gets it across to the point. Otherwise, Snow is gone on a breakaway. Crawley walks in. Shot on goal. It's off a stick and high over the net. Crawley chases his own rebound down. That'll do it for the power play. We're back to 5-on-5. Crawley trying to bull his way to the net. Looking for some options. Curls back. Walks in. Has a lot of bodies in the way. Jador picks up the loose puck. He'll wind up. Takes a shot. Doesn't get much on it. Ricochets to McIntyre. Jets with good possession here. Cross-ice feed. McIntyre tries to take the return, but it's a little too far ahead of him. Chance here for Olmsted. Tries to go one-on-one with Pemberton, and Pemberton plays it well. Puck's played ahead by the Jets quickly. Into the middle for Jador. Jador over the line. Cuts into the center. Quick shot on goal, and that is off a stick and out of play. Good play by Olmsted to make sure that is redirected over the glass. Takes a scoring chance away from Colton Jador in the slot. 12:17 left here in the second period, just about halfway through this one. Bees hold a 2-goal lead. Black keeps it in at the point, put down low. Morrison will play it to an open corner. Phillips with it there. He's knocked off the puck nicely. Ricochets to the middle. Morrison tries to put it back onto the stick of Phillips, so that pass misses. Here's Morrison again. He'll take a shot from the boards, punched away by Reed. And the V's will gain possession through the neutral zone. Good back check there. Puck swept off his stick. Taken over by Black. Black's hassled from behind. Chipped into the middle now. Ward avoids one check. He'll gain the line. Takes a shot, but that's wide of the goal. Carew back for it now. He's knocked off stride. Puck's regained by Koharski of the V's. Played ahead, but that's into the skates. Gotten ahead to Parsons, though. Parsons goes wide on LeBlanc. Wraps it around the net, decides to keep going with it. He'll do a lap around the zone. Flip pass across is a good one. Shot coming. That's deflected in front. Rebounds there. And Tornidis finds it just in time. Counts knocked down in front, but he was digging at Tornidis' glove. Defensemen for the Jets do exactly what they're supposed to do and protect their goalie. Lots of talking heading back to the bench by both teams. Referees just waiting for that one opportunity for someone to cross the line, and he'll show them the box. Face off inside the Jet zone. Next goal of this one is a big one. Quick shot off the draw, hits a body and goes wide of the net. Played around to the far side by LeBlanc, but kept in at the line by Hall. Played down for Morris. He's bodied off the puck. Smith McNeil chips it by his man. He'll try to play it ahead and does. Penny tries to go wide, cuts into the middle. He's knocked off stride there by Hall. LeBlanc pinching down for the Jets, looking for an option. Plays it into the middle, passes in there. Rebound. First shot was blocked there by Snow, I believe, off of Simmons' stick. Back the other way comes Snow. He's bodied off the puck. Played around the net. Picked up there by LeBlanc. LeBlanc will fire it off the boards and out. Smith McNeil trying to skate onto it. Just onside at the line. Smith McNeil has a lane. Can't get the shot away. Decides to pass it onto the back door, but the stick in front was tied up nicely. And the V's come back hard the other way. Here's Morris. Morris walks in. McIntyre fights him off into the corner. Puck's played back to Morris. Centering pass taken away by Penny. Penny's headman pass into the skates of Travis Smith McNeil, taken over by Morrison of the V's. And that'll be played down the ice. Icing's going to be the call, as the V's were changing at the moment, and the pass slid by their bench. Not only are they not going to be allowed to change, but the face-off's going to come all the way back down into their zone. 9:57 left on the clock here. V's 2, Jets 0. V's have too many men on the ice. Snow is being ushered off the ice by the ref, or maybe they're actually allowing him to stay and showing someone else the door. Nonetheless, this basically allows for a rest for the V's, kind of negates the icing call. And we're ready to get it going again. Face off one to the boards. Crawley chips it ahead. He'll wrap it around the goal, but can't find the handle. Fedora comes in to help out, battling two V's behind the goal. Played back to the point. That's Long. Tries to chip it on goal, but can't do so. It's blocked by a V's forward, challenging the point. That stretch pass is off the boards. Butters will clear it into the zone. Saulnier back for it. Some pressure there from Crawley, but the attempt was fanned on, and it actually goes the way of the V's. Back for it in his own zone is Butters. Good back check there. Finds Long with it. His stretch pass up to Crawley is good. Crawley just gets it inside the line, and the V's counterattack quickly. Here's McDonald down the wing. Quick shot on goal. Easy glove save from Tornidas. But the Jets, once again, caught on a tough change. And they give up a chance down the wing to McDonald. Shots are 18-10 in favor of the V's, who hold a 2-goal lead halfway through this second period. A little more than halfway through, I guess. Osmond stepping in to take the draw now. McDonald for the Jets, rims it around, but Phillips doesn't see it. Pass into the middle of the ice, just out of the reach there at center of Morrison. Koharski spins back, finds Carew. Carew doesn't like what he sees, and he'll regroup in his own zone. Koharski now with it, plays it ahead. Deflection, just hops over everyone's stick into the zone for LeBlanc. Phillips will reverse play. That hits the referee behind the goal, but LeBlanc will regroup. Has one man on his tail and makes him miss. It's Osmond down low. Into the middle. McDonald shot. That's high and over the net. Turned over by the Jets, and a good scoring chance for the V's there. Behind the goal. Quick shot towards the front. Knocked away by the Jets. Foss McDonald plays it across. Finds LeBlanc with it. He'll flip it high. Chance for the Jets, but they can't find the handle, and they are offside. They're going to have to tag up. Down the ice, it's sent by the V's, but tipped at the blue line by Ross. Played around the wing, but taken over there. Big pile up along the boards. 3 Jets in there, but they can't come away with it cleanly. Pass Phillips into the middle. Ward, he's got a potential breakaway. Shot on goal. Blocker or shoulder stop by Reed. Big save off Ward. Wild shot there. Rims around by Foss McDonald. It'll be played back down behind the net. Foss McDonald tries to pinch down, but can't find the handle. Taken over momentarily by the V's. Played out to center for Uveri. He's got a chance to go wide. Tries to put the pass into the middle. It reaches its target, and it's taken away nicely. Penny of the Jets will take it now. Plays it across. Simmons tries to tip it between his legs, and that's taken over. Pemberton will fire it back down. Hillier with it now. Hillier tries to stretch pass, but it's off the skate of Penny. Taken over by Travis Smith-McNeil. He goes outside in, but loses control of the puck. Behind the goal, Demmel tries to pass it up the wing. It hits a skate and gets redirected towards Max Reed, who holds it for a face-off. Puck's bouncing all over the place the last few minutes or so. Like I said earlier, the next goal of this one's a big one. Jets get one to get back within one, and we have a game, or the V's can take a 3-0 lead. And after that, you just got to keep faith that you can come back. It can easily get away from you. V's headman the puck. Pemberton tries to step up to make the hit at center. Can't find the pass, or the puck, pardon me. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Tornidas makes the save, but can't find the rebound. Smith-McNeil breakout pass. Cole Simmons can't find the handle. Put ahead to McIntyre. He's bodied off the puck. Now Morrison with it behind the goal. Played ahead. Finds Cowan with it. Cowan headmans it, but Passes behind Osmond. Into the middle, Morrison picks it up. They've tagged up. He's in over the line. Goes wide on McIntyre. Chipped on goal. Rebounds there. Unbelievably, Tornidis finds it. And a whole lot of pushing and shoving. Bodies flying around in that crease down there. After all that, it looks like we're still going to play 5-on-5. 6:02 left here in the second. Faceoff's going to come outside the zone as the V's defensemen join the scrum. Shots on goal have grown to 21-11 in favor of the V's, who are full marks for this second period. Off the restart, Crawley chips it ahead to Jador. Jador in on a 2-on-1, gets it to Butters. Butters shoots, scores! What a great play by the Jets off the neutral zone faceoff. Crawley chips it to Jador. Jador gets it to Butters, and Butters beats Reed on the blocker side. Jets are back in it. 2-1 V's, 5:55 left here in the second period. This line has been playing well for the Jets, and they're rewarded here late in the second period. Off the restart, it's just chipped out to the neutral zone by LeBlanc. Taken over by the V's there, Koharski. Chips it into the middle. Just negated at the line. Morris was actually offside, but they allowed that to play through. LeBlanc has it swept off his stick at center. Butters plays it to the bench. Crawley gains the line and fires it in. Jador goes in to give chase. He's knocked off the puck. Flipped down in the corner. Did a barrel roll, did Colton Jador. Good play there. Knocking the puck off the stick of Snow by LeBlanc, and it's played back in. Back forward is Morris. Morris plays it to an open wing. It's going to slide out to the neutral zone for Black. Black's played it ahead, but that's going to be an offside call as Jador touched it up before he had exited the zone. 5:06 left here in the second. These 2, Jets 1, after the latest goal scored by Colton Butters of the Jets. V's win the draw, fire it down, but not deep. McIntyre will play it across. Foss McDonald plays it across. That's a tough pass to take. It's going to slide down the length of the ice. Morrison couldn't find it. Pass was in the air. And that will be an icing call. Face off here to the right of Tornidis. Saulnier digs in for the draw for the V's. It's won by the Jets behind the goal. McIntyre knocked off the puck. Centering pass. McDonald, shot on goal, is stopped with the nice glove save by Calix Tornidis. V's doing well to pressure the Jets' defense, cause some turnovers, and get pucks to the net quickly. Tornidis equal to the task there. Faceoff's won back to Hall. McIntyre jumps the route and flips it out to the neutral zone. Played back into the middle. McIntyre back for it. Has Parsons there on him, and he gets a stick up high. That's going to be a penalty. Parsons got his stick up high, hitting McIntyre in the head, and he'll sit for 2 minutes or less. McIntyre trying to usher his teammates away. Doesn't want any retaliation penalties here. Ethan Parsons, number 16 of the V's, will sit for 2 minutes or less. 4:32 left here in the second period. Jets back to the power play with an opportunity to tie the game at 2. Phillips steps in for the draw. Won by the V's, and it'll be sent down the ice quickly. Demmel wins the draw, and it's sent down the ice quickly to relieve some pressure for the V's. McIntyre skates it out behind his goal. He'll try to go wide. Trip down there, and that's going to be another penalty. Tripping is going to be the call, or at least hooking. I'll have to see the official call, but Blake Demmel will sit. Tripping is going to be the call. McIntyre had him beat wide, and he's hauled down. Golden opportunity coming here for the Jets. 4:15 left in the second, and they'll have a 5-on-3 advantage for the next minute and 44 seconds to try to tie the game at 2. 2 penalties drawn by McIntyre in the last 15-20 seconds. Jets win the draw, put back to the point, and he bobbles it at the line, does Hudson Crawley. Jets will have to reset. Crawley gains the line. He's almost tripped as well by Count. Here's Crawley, plays it into the middle for McIntyre. McIntyre walks in, finds Crawley. Crawley, quick shot, scores! Just like that, Hudson Crawley rips it glove side to beat Max Reed on the power play. And the Jets tie the game at 2. And they'll still have another minute and 41 left on the second power play as Ethan Parsons exits the sin bin. 3:55 left on the clock, and we have a brand new game, 2-2. Off the restart, V's go straight ahead with it. Played into the corner by Uvery. He knocks McIntyre down. Puck's played ahead to Crawley. Crawley weaving through the neutral zone with speed. Goes wide. Decides to cut things up and try to get the setup. Puck's left there for McIntyre. He walks in. Shot just high over the crossbar. Stripped off the stick of Phillips and sent down the ice by the V's. 1:10 left on the Demmel penalty. And we'll be back to 5-on-5. McIntyre tripped down low, and they don't call that one, unbelievably, but that could have been a dangerous chance. Puck battle behind the net, comes free for the Jets. McIntyre plays it ahead to Phillips. Phillips weaving through the neutral zone. He'll gain the line, curls up in the corner. Jets look to get the setup. Played across. Crawley takes that. Looks to get it towards the goal. Crawley decides to curl that up. Jets look a little tired out there. That's blocked in front by the V's. Snow, I believe, got a body on that. Phillips with it now. Plays it down low. Jador with it. Not a whole lot of movement here on the power play for the Jets. Back across to Crawley. His shot on goal is blocked before it could get to the goal, but the clearing attempt is stopped as well. Into the last 5 seconds of the power play here for the Jets. McIntyre trying to corral a loose puck. He'll play it up the boards. Stopped at center by Simmons, and it'll be cleared onto Reed, and he'll leave it there for Cound. Cound plays it back behind his own goal. Back to 5-on-5. Played ahead. Cound knocked off stride at center, and that's going to be a penalty to the Jets. Parsons can't beat LeBlanc, but they get the extra attacker on. Back to Koharski. Shot on goal. Wide of the net, and that's going to slide all the way outside the zone. Back for it now is Osmond. He's looking to gain some speed. He'll gain the line. Cuts to the center. Shot on goal was blocked before it gets there. And Smith McNeil touches it up for the Jets. And that'll be a power play coming for the V's here. Looks like McIntyre is the guilty culprit. Number 4, Zach McIntyre of the Jets. 2-minute penalty for tripping. Face-off inside the Jets zone with it's 1:30 left on the clock. Possession by Hall in the offensive zone. Played back to the point. That's intercepted nicely by Ward. Just chipped out to center, but Morrison can't reach that one. Back in their own zone are the V's. Trying to break things out is Cowan. Cowan with some speed again through the zone. Bobbles it momentarily and dumps it into the zone for LeBlanc of the Jets. Lots of time here as they are offside. LeBlanc will fire it down the ice. Big glove save there by Hall at center. Off the slap shot for LeBlanc. I don't know if I'd recommend that. Back the other way quickly into the final 45 seconds here in the second. V's are going to do a lap there. Dropped off by Osmond. Played down to the corner. V's with their setup. McDonald tries to cross ice pass. Is negated by Pemberton. Hall will leave it there at the point. Just kept in at the line. Walking in is Cowan. Tries to pass it down. It's off the stick of Pemberton again. Played to the line. Cowan takes it cleanly. Walks in. Has a shot blocked there by Pemberton again. Heroic penalty kill here for Sidney Pemberton of the Jets. And we're back quickly trying to get one more shot on goal are the V's. Parsons, that's going to be an offside call as he loses the puck. And it's sent down the ice by LeBlanc. And that will do it for the second period of play. After 2, we have a tie game. Jets 2, V's 2. Shots on goal are 23-15 in favor of the V's. And they'll have a 30-second abbreviated power play to start the third period. We'll be back after the flood. We'll talk soon. And we're back for the third period of action between the Jets and the V's. After two, we have a 2-2 game. Shots on goal after 2 periods of play, 23-15 in favor of the V's. And they'll start an abbreviated power play with 30 seconds on the clock here in the third period with an opportunity to take a 3-2 lead. McIntyre will sit in the box to serve the last 30 seconds of his power play, or his penalty, pardon me. And here we go for the third period. Jets win the draw. LeBlanc back in his own zone, plays it off the glass and out. Oh, actually it's glove down. V's with possession now. Onto the half wall. LeBlanc loses an edge. Played off the board, some sticky ice down there it looks like. LeBlanc killing the penalty well down there, has his stick held, but goes unnoticed. That shot towards the goal is off the side of the net. Played to the line, but kept in by Saulnier. Saulnier makes one-man miss, walks in, plays down low, just chipped wide of the near post. Power play is over for the V's. Back to 5-on-5. McIntyre joins the play. Jets with 3 defensemen out there. Played to the line, quick shot towards the goal. It ricochets just wide of the net. Phillips battles his man to the puck. Ward takes the loose puck down the wing, but loses control. Played into the middle, but no one there for the Jets. Stretch pass is going to miss everyone. Slide down the ice. As soon as Foss McDonald touches up for the Jets, icing will be called. Jets survive the 30-second power play of the V's to start the third. And we're back to 5-on-5 action here. Stéphane LeBlanc, big pillar of strength back there on that power play for penalty kill, for the Jets. Kept in at the line, but not sent deep by Black. Loose puck dug out by the V's, chopped off the stick at center. Butters with it now. He'll gain some steam through the neutral zone. He'll gain the line, tries to go wide, instead cuts it up. Can't find the handle to give it back to Crawley. Crawley comes away with it. It's off a stick and kept in at the line by McIntyre. Played off a body, but Colton Jador can't find it. V's with control now. Quick shot by Osman off the blocker there, turned over. Loose puck. Flybys by the Jets, but they get away with it. Big hit along the boards, but the puck comes free for McIntyre. He's through the middle of the ice. Tripping is going to be the call. McIntyre's drawn his third penalty of the game. V's parents unhappy with the call. Braden Cowan is the penalized party. He's unhappy with the call as well. Tripping McIntyre in the neutral zone. 18:02 left on the clock here in the third period. Still pretty early. And the Jets will go to the power play with an opportunity to take the lead themselves. Off the draw, McIntyre controls it at the point. Plays it down low to Phillips. Onto the half wall now. Down to Jador. Jador tries to find the man in the middle, but it's into the skates and just cleared outside the line by Snow. McIntyre into his own zone with it. Shadowed by Snow. Played ahead, tipped into the zone, but not deep. Phillips gives chase. Played off the boards and out by Hillier. McIntyre with it. Trying to gain some speed through the neutral zone. He'll gain the line and cut up. Try to get things set up for the Jets. McIntyre into the middle now. Doesn't like what he sees toward the net, so he'll double back. Plays it across to Crawley now. Crawley walks in. What a wicked shot he lets go, but it's wide of the goal. Rebound, cross ice feed, shot on goal, blocked in front. Great block there by Koharski. McIntyre picks up the rebound. He'll go down into the corner. Trying to draw some men into him. Gets it across into the middle. Plays it into the half wall for Phillips. Phillips is shadowed there by Hillier. Dropped off to the point, but there's no one there. Chance here for the V's. And it'll be sent down the ice by Snow as he's tired at the end of a long shift. Only 40 seconds left here in the power play opportunity. Colton Jador will pick it up behind the goal and go for a skate. He's into the middle, slashed at the line, but gets a shot off a leg and into the corner. Played down low. Hall tries to pick that up, but not enough to clear the puck. Phillips takes a shot to the goal. It's off a body in front, but Crawley does well to keep it at the line. Crawley now spins off his man, tries to walk to the goal. Shot from a sharp angle. Butters has one as well, and that's fired down the ice by Carew. Dangerous play there by Tornidis as this power play is coming to an end. Penalized players back on the ice. We're back to 5-on-5. Ross flushing McIntyre out. McIntyre finds Simmons. Simmons into the middle of the ice. Over the line. Loses the handle. Gets it ahead to Smith McNeil. Smith McNeil with a body on the back door. Tries the wraparound chance. Shut down by Reed. Chop to the middle. Shot on goal. Rebounds there. They score! What a great shift by the Jets. Great passing. Quick shots. And the rebound is buried by Travis Smith McNeil off the initial shot from Andrew Penny. And the Jets strike just after the power play to take a 3-2 lead. 15:38 left in the third period. Still lots of time here for the V's to try and counterattack. Off the restart, puck slides down to Hillier. He headmans it quickly up to Demmel. Demmel, headman to Osman. Osman shot, kick save, rebounds there. What a stop by Tornidis! Comes across to rob his man. Simmons picks up the rebound and plays it down the ice. Hillier back for it. He's checked off the puck nicely there by the goal scorer, Travis Smith McNeil. Played ahead by the V's to Parsons. Parsons will dump it down onto Tornidis, and he gloves it down for a face-off inside the Jet zone. The goal at one end was beautiful by Travis Smith McNeil, but the cross-ice pass and even better stop by Calix Tornidis was just as nice at the other end. Jets go straight ahead with it off the drop. Pass out wide to Phillips. He's got a lane. He cuts in. Goes to the backhand. Stopped by Reed. Rebound behind the net. Foss McDonald with it. Cuts up. Tries to put it back behind the net, but that pass is turned away. Back to the point for LeBlanc. LeBlanc has it knocked off his stick. Played out by Snow. Back for it is McDonald of the Jets. He wards Muse off of it. Gets a little help now from LeBlanc. LeBlanc will skate things out the other way. Has it knocked off his stick. Phillips will chip it down low. Ward trying to fight Morrison off for it, but Morrison comes away with it. Morrison through the neutral zone. Good back check from Ward there. And it's offside at the line. All because of the back check. McIntyre has a few words for Morrison, and they're separated quickly. A great back check there from Isaac Ward. Throws that play offside. Face-off will come outside the Jet zone. Draws scrambled. Finally dug free by the Jets. Played out to Crawley. Crawley cuts into the middle. Just loses the puck, but Butters is there to back it up. Butters curls back. Just tries to drag it down to the line, but that pass is cut off by Demmel. He's ran into by Butters, but they keep going with it. Demmel has his pocket picked from behind. Loose puck just inside the line. Butters dishes it off there to McIntyre. McIntyre tripped along the boards, but this time there's no call on the play. Puck sent down the ice. Long back for it for the Jets. Long with it, plays it off the boards, but that's going to be kept in. Actually, it is offside. Carew tried to keep it at the line, but it just snuck outside. Lots of yakking and some misconducts are happening here. Looks like number 22, Lachlan Ross, and Zach McIntyre of the Jets are both headed to the box, and Now it looks like Colton Butters is joining him. Somehow the Jets are going to end up shorthanded out of this. I'm not even sure what happened, but to me it looked like a lot of talking, not a whole lot of action, but somehow Colton Butters looks like he's getting the extra minor, and the Jets will be shorthanded here. Oh, pardon me. They've taken that off the board. We'll see what they come up with, and I'll let you know as soon as I know. All right, looks like we are playing 5-on-5. Right off the draw, straight ahead come the V's, but they can't get it away. Now a breakaway for Cole Simmons. He's in alone. He walks in on Reed, goes backhand, forehand, stuffed by the pad of Reed. Big save by Max Reed on that breakaway. Backhand attempt by Penny. That's stopped at the side of the goal. Pile up along the boards. 3 men from each team. Chipped by Black at the point. Back for it in his own zone is Sidney Pemberton of the Jets. He'll stretch it ahead off the stick of Penny, and that'll be chipped down the ice. Icing is going to be the call as Penny was on the wrong side of center. Face-off will come all the way back down inside the Jets zone. I'm assuming the penalties to the Jets it's McIntyre, Butters for the Jets, and Ross for the V's. I'm assuming they're just 2-minute minors, but we'll see how long they're in the box there for. Shot from the point, just high and over the goal. Hall let one fire. Loose puck gathered up by Count. He's battled hard by Black in the corner. Loose puck dug free. Coming out of the corner with it is Black. He plays it to the wing. That'll be just worked outside the line. Comes free for Smith McNeil of the Jets. He tries to cut into the middle. Now a shot from a sharp angle, shut down by Reed. Played back to the point. Pemberton with a shot. That's blocked as well. Chance for the V's coming here. Osmond trying to go wide. Takes a weak shot towards the goal, and Calix Tornidas shuts that down. 12-13 left here in the third period. Face-off won by the V's. Back to the point. Olmsted, weak shot towards the goal, and that's stopped by Tornidas as well. Face-off won by the Jets. Played to an open wing. Taken over there by Uvery. He tries to walk to the middle. Has it knocked off his stick, but regains possession. Back to Olmsted. He takes a shot. That's deflected in front and cleared out of the crease by LeBlanc. Played up to the center ice area for Morrison. He can't take it cleanly. V's will take over there. Olmsted has the pass go off his stick, but he picks it up. Played to the point, but kept in by Phillips once, and now he'll have to have another chance. LeBlanc has his stick lifted, but he tries to get back, and they score! LeBlanc tries to lift the stick of Uvery, but he gets the shot away, and he rips it over the shoulder of Calix Tornidas and ties the game at 3. 11:33 left here in the third period, and we have a 3-3 game on the 30th shot in the game for the V's. What a great shot that was from the low slot area, and he rips it over the shoulder of Tornidas off the restart. Puck's dumped into the V zone. Jador goes back for it. Can't find the handle back there. Carew tries to make an outlet pass, but it hits a body and back into the corner. Bodies are flying down in that corner. Puck gets ahead to LeBlanc. Glove down at center by Travis Smith-McNeil. Gets it ahead to Hudson Crawley. He gets it back to Travis Smith-McNeil. Tries to pass it in front. Doesn't get back to the player, Crawley, that he was looking for. Good play there in front by Koharski, I believe. Make sure that pass didn't get through. Jador knocked off stride, but Crawley comes in to help him. Puck's pinned up along the boards and played to the line. Glove down by Foss McDonald and pass over to LeBlanc. He'll get it deep, and the Jets will try to forecheck while a few of them go for a change. Played up the wing by McDonald, chopped off the boards. That'll reach Osmond, that's Parsons. Parsons over the line, goes wide into the corner. He's sealed off nicely, knocked down by Jador of the Jets. Played into the middle. Foss McDonald thinks about pinching up, but Hall takes it over there for the V's. Regrouping now with Hillier. Played down the ice. It's going to be an icing call on the V's. Just about halfway through this third period of play. Face-off coming down inside the V's zone. Jets trying to get something drawn up for this offensive zone face-off. Simmons plays it back to the corner off the draw for Phillips. Phillips thinks about backhanding it towards the goal. Instead, puts it back to Pemberton. Pemberton with a shot. Rebounds there. Put to the middle. Shot around by Simmons, and it's off the side of the net. Initial stop was made by Max Reed, and the rebound was there, but Simmons couldn't find the open cage. Pemberton steps up, battles the puck, but it's chopped down the ice. Going to be another icing call on the V's, and there it is. Bit of a late call, but the right one was made. Off the point shot from Pemberton. Got through to the net. Max Reed made the first stop, and the rebound was lying there. Simmons with a glorious chance to put his team up by one. Off the restart, it's flipped high and down the ice. Not going to be enough for icing as Black's back for it for the Jets. He'll take it off the boards and rim it all the way around, but it's going to stretch out to Olmsted. Olmsted gets it ahead, but Simmons takes it over, puts it back down. Drop there, Simmons into the middle, chopped towards the goal, rebounds there. Simmons spins, fires, stopped by Reed with the pad. Here's Penny. He'll skate to the middle, puts it on the backhand, now a shot. Rebounds there, chipped into the crease, and that's taken away by Carew, and he'll fire it down the ice again. This one is going to have enough for icing, and icing is called. V's trying to change desperately as they've been stuck on the ice for about a minute and a half now. But they are unable to after the icing call. Face-off again down inside the zone. A few of the V's players trying to stall to get themselves a few extra breaths. Ward digging in, ready to go. Conveniently, Saulnier had to, or actually it's Osmond or Parsons, I can't read the number, pardon me, but we're going to get the puck dropped here. One to Crawley. Crawley bobbles it initially. He's knocked down by Parsons, trying to find the puck in his feet. Puck's played ahead to Parsons, chopped off the stick there by LeBlanc. LeBlanc knocked off the puck by Parsons. Played behind the goal, chopped into the middle, loose puck's there. Just chopped off the stick. What a save by Tornidas, and it's played to the front and all the way down the ice by the V's. Dangerous chance there for the V's to take a 4-3 lead in this one. Tornidas was equal to the task. Now comes Carew over the line, just onside. Played ahead by LeBlanc, but Crawley can't take the pass cleanly, and it's turned over to Snow. Snow drops it there for Muse. Muse is back-checked by Cashin Morrison, and the puck's turned over there briefly. Crawley tries to get it to Morrison, but that pass goes awry. Puck's flipped down into the Jet zone, out of the reach of LeBlanc. He'll regroup in his own zone. Plays it back behind the goal for Pemberton. Pemberton sealed nicely there by Morris, but skates away from trouble. Pass across to Crawley, connects into the middle for Ward. Ward loses it, tries to get back is Crawley. Pemberton hooked there before he can get the shot away. Travis Smith-McNeil lays the body, and that's high sticking, but they let it go. Puck's played back inside the zone for Black. Crawley chips it into the middle. Ward with some room to skate. He'll go wide, takes a shot. Stopped by the glove of Reed, and he'll cover up for no rebound there. Looks to me like Ross of the V's, McIntyre and Butters of the Jets are still sitting down there in the box, itching for a chance to get back on the ice. They must have been assessed 10-minute misconducts, which is a big-time trouble for the Jets as they're short a few players to begin with. Off the restarts, played to the line, but Black can't keep it on the line. 2-on-1 chance here for the V's. Walking in, Saulnier, shots wide of the goal. Rims all the way around for Demmel. He plays it off the boards. V's take control. That's going to be, was whistled down, and the shot well after the whistle. Hand pass is going to be the call, and they are going to call it. This has happened too many times recently in the games I've covered. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. Looks like Blake Demmel, the guilty party, took the shot on Tornitas well after the whistle, and he'll sit in the box for 2 minutes or less, giving the Jets another opportunity on the power play. 7:06 left here in the third. Off the draw, Travis Smith-McNeil directs it towards the net. It's off a body and into the corner. Kept in at the line by Crawley. Crawley will double back, trying to get some possession for the Jets. Rolls across, Jador gathers it up, plays it to the point for Phillips. Phillips skates down and looks like a penalty is coming. Not sure it was behind the play. Looks like Colton Jador being shown the gate. Slashing is going to be the call. And a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well. And I believe a game misconduct. And just like that, that will end up putting the Jets short-handed, I believe, after the initial minute and 44 seconds on the Demmel penalty run out. Tough penalty to take if you're Colton Jador. Off the restart, puck's played behind the goal. LeBlanc with it will play some 4-on-4 now for another minute and 35 seconds. Cowan trying to flush LeBlanc out. Pass is made to Crawley. He loses an edge in the corner and loses the puck. Osmond tries to skate onto it. Played ahead to Phillips now. Phillips hassled from behind by Cowan. He'll try to go inside the legs and back, but loses control of the puck. Turned over to the V's now. Passed up to the wing. Osmond tries to cut to the middle. That pass is stopped by Stefan LeBlanc of the Jets. Played to the wing for Phillips. Phillips gains the line. Shot into the middle. Pass there. LeBlanc can't get the shot away. LeBlanc gets tangled up with the referee. V's take control into the center is Carew. Carew shot on goal. That's stopped by Tornitas right into the crest. 45 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Oh, actually, pardon me. Still 4-on-4 for 45 seconds. And it looks like Jador's only got a minute and 2 left up there. So we'll see what happens after that penalty runs out. But referees are discussing exactly what I'm talking about, I believe. I think Jador was initially given another minor, but not 100% sure on that. Face off inside the Jet zone, played to the point, but it'll split the defenseman. Travis Smith-McNeil trying to forecheck Jonah Carew. Carew spins off that, but plays it into the corner, and he'll gather it. Forced to spin off the check of Smith-McNeil. Pass ahead, off the stick of Pemberton. He gives chase into the corner, knocks his man down. 4 men battle for it, and a 5th comes in to help out. Parsons is knocked down, but gets back up and tries to find the puck. Comes free for Simmons now. Simmons will gain some speed through the neutral zone. Crosses the line, tries to go wide. He's hammered into the corner, but keeps possession momentarily. Smith-McNeil trying to dig it out. Comes free for the V's. Chipped out to the neutral zone. LeBlanc will take it there. Tries to get it deep, but Hillier gloves it down. Played outside the zone and down the ice. Black back for it for the Jets. We're into the final 5 minutes here. And we're back to 5-on-5 action. Stretch pass into the middle. Smith McNeil tries to take it. It's going to be a high stick. Made contact with the puck. V's touch up. Face-off will just be outside the V's zone. 4:30 left on the clock. V's win the draw. Hillier with it in his own zone. Plays it off the boards out to the neutral zone. Off the stick there of Osmond. Gets it to Cowan. Cowan walks in. Shot on goal. Hits a body and goes wide of the net. Kept in at the line by Hall. Sent back down, but Foss McDonald gets it to the line and out. Hall with it again. Pressured by Travis Smith McNeil, but spins off that check. Does Hall. Gets it ahead. Count over the line. Passes behind Osmond, but he picks it up off the boards. 3 Jets surround him. Played behind the net. Foss McDonald can't find the handle behind the net. Bodies are dumped behind the goal. And looks like a V is on top of the puck. Count. And that'll be a face-off. Count being on top of the puck. The face-off will come outside the zone. Draws scrambled, one to the far side. Foss McDonald decides to try and make a move and does. Chips it out to the neutral zone and possession's turned over to Morrison there of the V's. Played ahead. Back for it is LeBlanc. LeBlanc looking for an option. Fires it off a stick and down the ice. Icing will be waved off. Phillips trying to flush his man out behind the net. V's quickly break it out. Played into the middle, but Ward couldn't find it. Chipped to an open wing. LeBlanc is going to have to win the race and does. Played to the corner, but loose puck not able to get out. Olmsted wires it towards the goal, but it's wide of the net. Foss McDonald curls up behind his own net. Now he'll skate things out the other way. Gains the line and flips it in. Now he'll give chase. He'll pick up his own dump in behind the V's goal. Has control. He's knocked off stride. V's will chip it out to the neutral zone. Pemberton with it now. He'll fire it to an open wing. Jets tag up. V's with lots of time to make a pass. Fired down the ice. That's going to connect with Demmel into the middle for Muse. Muse shot. Kicked out. Rebounds there. Shot on goal. That's stop 2. Great stops by Tornidas. The pressure is still on by the V's. Shot on goal. Knifed away by Tornidas. Penalties coming up to the Jets as soon as they touch up. Head contact is going to be the call. The coincidental minors to McIntyre, Ross, and Butters are over. They're back on the ice, but looks like Seth Black, number 71 of the Jets, is headed to the box. 2 minutes for head contact with 2:18 left here in the third period. Golden opportunity here for the V's on the power play for basically the rest of the game, minus 18 seconds, with an opportunity to take a 4-3 lead. And they take their 30-second timeout to rest some of their top players. Tornidas has stood tall in the last 5 minutes for the Jets, keeping this a 3-3 game. And the Jets are going to have to rely on him here to do just that, with the V's heading back to the power play. Cowan will take the draw against Phillips for the Jets. And here we go. Draws one to the boards. McIntyre can't find the handle. Back to the point. Here's Osmond with it. Shot on goal. Hits something on the way to the net, and it'll ramp up over the glass. Osman had a beat on that short side, but it hit something on the way to the net and ramps up over the glass. Face off again inside the zone. Count on the draw. Chipped over, out of the reach of Crawley. Shot hits Crawley on the way to the goal. Rebounds there, taken away by Phillips. Phillips with a 2-on-2 rush. Headman pass to Crawley. Crawley tries to return the play, but can't get it through to Phillips. Back come the V's the other way. 3-on-2 rush. Shot on goal. Blocked nicely by Pemberton. Puck's fired down the ice by the Jets. Crawley and Phillips gives chase with one man back for the V's. V's breaking it out with speed. Through the neutral zone is Osman. He has it stripped off his stick and just chopped out the line by Crawley. Osman will try it again. Same side. He'll go wide. Tries to cut in. McIntyre gets a piece of him but keeps the puck moving, does Osman. He'll regroup down the wall. Gets it back to the point. Carew plays it down low. Pass into the middle. Swing and a miss there by Carew. On the far side, V's have possession. They'll try to walk in. Pass down low. Too hot to handle. Pinching is Osman, and he beats Phillips to the puck. McIntyre gets a piece of it. Shot on goal. Stopped by Tornidas. Keen Osman walks through the Jets' defense. Gets a backhand shot away on Tornidas, but he is equal to the task, saving the game for the Jets. 1 minute and 1 second left on the clock here in regulation time. 44 seconds left in the power play opportunity for the V's. Off the restart, it's sent down the ice by Pemberton of the Jets, right down on top of Max Reed. Butters in trying to forecheck to kill a little bit of time. That pass misses, and Ward will step up and fire it back down. Back forward is Carew behind his goal. Flushed out there. Keeps possession, gets it to Uvery. Played over to the cross. Seam pass, taken over there by Butters, but he's got a little bit of a limp in his step after taking that, a bit of a knee-on-knee check. Hopefully he's all right, and that's going to be offside at the line. Saulnier doing everything he can to keep the play onside, but couldn't quite do so. Almost doing the splits there. 5 seconds left in the power play for the V's. 22 seconds left in the period. V's try to go straight ahead with it. Crawley wins the puck battle. Just chips it out to the neutral zone. Black's back on the ice. Penalty's over. Back to 5-on-5. Here's McIntyre with it. Stretch pass off the boards. No icing on the play as Carew's back for it. Played up to Demmel, and he'll fire it across, and that should just about do it. Sorry, folks. Didn't start the clock there, but we are at the end of regulation time. After the third period of play, it's 3-3 between the Cape Breton Jets and the Dartmouth V's. We'll step away for a moment and head to overtime. Talk to you shortly. And we're back for overtime. 5-minute variety. After regulation, it's the shots on goal, 38-24 in favor of the V's. But we have a 3-3 tie. We'll play 3-on-3 for 5 minutes, and if there's no winner after that, we will head to a shootout. And we're just about ready to get the puck drop. Both teams digging in for that extra point. And here we go. V's control it off the draw. Carew back in his own zone, trying to spread things out. Crawley in forechecking, but he doesn't bite on the bait. Carew skates it out the other way, trying to gain the line, and does. Has it knocked off his stick. McIntyre trying to get it ahead. Battles it to the line. McIntyre loses it. Back the other way is Carew. Shot on goal. Off the stick of McIntyre. And here's a chance for the Jets. Headman pass connects with Phillips. Phillips in alone. Shoots. Stop by Reed. What a stop by Max Reed. Phillips gets it back and heads it down the ice to his teammate McIntyre, who'll regroup while the V's change. McIntyre with it behind the goal, looking for some options. First minute of overtime is just about over. McIntyre flushed out the other side, gets it ahead to Phillips. Phillips chips it ahead by Hall. He'll have to give chase. He's sealed along the boards. McIntyre is going to come in to help. Osmond does as well. Or pardon me, that's Demmel of the V's. Matt Phillips content to pin it along the boards, and that will do it for that shift. Face-off inside the V's zone. 3:42 here left in overtime. What a glorious chance for Matt Phillips to end it with the breakaway, but he's turned aside by Max Reed. They're bringing the face-off outside the zone as Phillips had it pinned against the boards. V's with control. Carew shadowed there by Ward, and he has to turn back. He'll cut up behind the net, looks for a breakout pass and finds it. Down the wing, into the middle, shot! What a stop by Tornidas! Bodies flying in the corner. Headman pass by LeBlanc, gets through. Onside just barely at the line, but pass doesn't reach Ward. Ward does pick it up off the rebound. Ward now with it. Leaves it at the point for LeBlanc. LeBlanc tries to drive it down low. He's shadowed nicely there by Demmel, I believe. And we have another puck battle down in the corner. Doug Free played to an open corner. Butters will step up for it with Hall shadowing him. Hall pins him along the boards. Sticks are up high. Incoming there to help was Ward, but Hall spins off that, and the Jets will go for a change. Lots of time here to break it out. Count. Lots of room to move. He's over the line. Tries to walk in. McIntyre can't get him to the outside. He tries to walk out front. Phillips with it now, dangerously in front of his own goal. Trying to get the handle. Here, Matt Phillips through the neutral zone. He'll drop it back for McIntyre. McIntyre with it. He'll try to get some speed through the neutral zone. He'll try to get over the line and does. He's shadowed by two V's. Pins it along the boards. Played into the middle. Crawley has it swiped off his stick. Nice play there by Ethan Parsons of the V's. We're into the final 2 minutes here of overtime. Both teams playing a little cautiously at the moment. Olmsted drops it back. Osmond with some speed through the zone. Tries to cut in. Shot on goal. Stopped by Tornidas. And more importantly, no rebound. Timeout being called by the Jets, I believe. 30-second timeout to rest some of their top players. Try and go and get this important overtime point. Minute and 38 seconds left on the clock here in overtime. Face off inside the Jet zone. One to the boards. McIntyre chips it ahead to Crawley. Crawley can't quite reach the loose puck, but does get it. Quick shot on goal. Rebounds there. McIntyre walks in. Stopped by Reed. And the rebound is gathered up as well. Reed robs Crawley and shuts down McIntyre on the rebound as well. Minute and 27 left on the clock. One cleanly by Phillips off the draw to Crawley. Crawley inside the zone looking for an option. Chips it down low to McIntyre. McIntyre behind the goal. Kicks the puck up to his stick. Cycles it back to the top. Passes it across to Crawley now. Crawley trying to find a lane. Decides to go at his man Carew. Carew chops it off his stick. Healthy slash there as well. Phillips tries to chip it down to the corner, but it's swatted outside the zone. McIntyre with it as we enter the final minute of overtime. Just onside at the line. McIntyre gets it to Crawley. One-time shot just wide of the far post. Good execution, but they just couldn't find the net. McIntyre leaves it there for Crawley. Crawley tries to turn it up ice. Gets it over the line. Tries to beat one man, but can't do it. Bees take possession now. Osman walks around Crawley through the neutral zone with speed. He'll gain the line. Tries to get a shot away, but shadowed by McIntyre, and he'll decide to drag it back out to the neutral zone. Cross ice feed. McIntyre just about picks that one off, but Crawley will have to hustle to cut his man off the ice. In it is Osman. Osman leaves it, shoots, scores! What a beautiful goal in overtime by Keen Osman. And the V's take it in overtime, 4-3 over the Jets. Beautiful goal down the wing, and he slips it short side on Calix Tornitas to take this one in overtime. Great effort by both teams. Both games this weekend. Only 8 seconds left on the clock, and Osman ends it. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports. Have a great Sunday. We'll talk soon.